I'm Susan, and welcome to the first anniversary of the channel Tea and Games. I'm glad you could join us today. And I say us, I mean me. Me and the dogs, which will probably be barking because they're doing some kind of construction next door. So I'm going to try to, this video may be shorter than I intended, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. You know how I ramble, or some of you do, which brings me back to welcome to new subscribers. I did kind of a push to see if I could get 100 subscribers by September 21st, which is the channel anniversary. I'm recording this on the morning of the 20th, and we have 97 subscribers. Close, didn't quite make it, but that's okay. I really appreciate everybody who's subscribed and people who like and comment. I like chatting with you in the comments. But yeah, the numbers are not a big thing for me. I appreciate those people that subscribed and that maybe use their secondary Gmail account to subscribe to double up the subscriptions and everything. The numbers, though, they make the YouTube algorithm very happy. Right now, curled up on the YouTube server, the little algorithm is happily crunching away on the numbers. And keeping the algorithm happy kind of makes me happy because it means that YouTube is more likely to show my videos to somebody who might like them. Because I am not a professional content creator, as you may have gathered. My husband Robert and I are casual weekend board gamers, and he's not going to appear in these videos because he's not into the video thing. I'm actually kind of not into it either in some ways. Not a professional content creator. Nobody sends me free stuff. I just like playing board games, having fun, chatting with people on YouTube about games. It's cool. But anyhow, let me see. I made notes. Those of you familiar with the channel are familiar with my notebook and the pen that I clutch when I'm really nervous, which is pretty much all the time. But not so much as when I started this channel a year ago. I should probably talk about that. Let me see. Notes. Did that. Yes. A year ago, I decided to make this channel because, well, actually this year I've kind of phased out Facebook. But a year ago I was still on Facebook, and I would post stuff about my board games, what we played on the weekends, basically, you know, what Robert and I are playing and about the games and pictures and stuff like that on Facebook. So, because I have friends who are board gamers. But what was happening was that my friends who are not board gamers were getting just an annoying amount of board game posts. I don't know why Facebook's algorithm thought that people who do not like board games would like seeing posts about them, but that's kind of the way it worked out. And the friends who like board games and play board games and also post about board games occasionally, they didn't see any of my board game posts. So it was like, you know, we were just not connecting on Facebook in terms of that thing. And yeah, I know Facebook has groups, and I've done groups before, and they don't work very well either. I do belong to one really good Facebook group, or I guess, yeah, I still belong to it, even though I'm not on Facebook. And that's Girls Who Like Board Games. Nice group, nice bunch of people who were very supportive when I started this channel a year ago. I posted on there and I said, look, I did this thing, and it's kind of terrifying. And they immediately said, oh my gosh, this is great. You are so cool. This is so good. You should keep doing this. You go, girl. And so I did. I seized the bull by the horns, screwed my courage to the sticking place, and started making videos. But I started doing the video thing because I thought, okay, nobody's seeing them where I'm putting them. And it wouldn't be any better on Instagram because the pictures that went on Facebook also went on Instagram. So I said, I was thinking I needed a new venue. And I was watching a lot of content creators on YouTube. And I knew that there was a good community of board gamers on YouTube. So I thought, I'll try this. And that way people can just subscribe to the videos, and they subscribe to the channel. They'll be told when I have a new video coming out. So there's not going to be any of this kind of like, well, I never saw that post kind of thing. So that was the idea. This channel wasn't actually supposed to have 97 subscribers. When I made this channel, I thought my maximum number of subscribers, and this was a very optimistic number, would be 7. Not 97, 7. And that was the highest possible number that it could be for friends and family to subscribe. Because, see, that included a couple of people that I knew who were board gamers that I had already totally lost touch with during the pandemic. Besides people who died during the pandemic, I also kind of lost people because some friends that I didn't have a strong connection to just kind of drifted away. And strangely enough, social media did not help strengthen or maintain those ties. So yeah, in that 7 number, I padded it a bit. I included a couple of people that I didn't think that I would ever be in touch with again because it just wasn't looking that way. But 7 was kind of a goal number, like the most, right? Not 97, 7. So, yeah, but the more realistic number was 5. Yeah, I thought I could get 5 subscribers. That was probably doable. And those would be the people that I was doing the post for anyway, only this time it would be video rather than post. Though I do make posts sometimes in YouTube. So, yeah, that was my plan. So I told everybody about it, both gamers and non-gamers, because I also kind of had the idea that some of my non-gamers were kind of curious about this whole board game thing that we were doing so much of these days. So that they might tune in to, because I'm entertaining sometimes at least, unintentionally entertaining sometimes, and that they might tune in, if nothing else, just for the laugh factor, or to see what it was that I was just so happy about these board games. But as it turned out, I don't think any of my non-gamer friends, non-board gamer friends subscribed. I've seen no evidence of it. I don't always get notifications for subscriptions, unlike other social networks. I don't know who likes. Most of the time, I don't know who subscribes unless they have their subscriptions set for public. And the default, I think, is private. So I don't know who likes. I don't know who subscribes. I only know if you're there if you comment, which is why I like talking to people in comments. I like knowing you're there. Yeah, based upon likes, subscribes, and comments, 3 people that I know subscribed. 3. I know they subscribed. Yes, they absolutely did. 3. Out of a potential of 7 and a probable of 5, 3. And of those 3, the ones that watch the videos regularly or comment on the videos, well, the ones that I know that comment on the videos is 0. And I have no idea about likes because YouTube does not show me who likes. And as far as watching the videos, it does not show me who watches. It just gives me numbers. Yeah, the algorithm spits out numbers sometimes too. Anyhow, it didn't actually go like I thought. They don't watch. I mean, I know that they've seen part of 1 or 2 videos, maybe like a while back. But there is no evidence based upon conversations or comments in the channels that any of the people that I made the videos for, that I started the entire damn channel for, watch the videos. In fact, one person told me that they don't watch. Just told me that. And one person like kind of prefers to discuss games in emails instead of like participating in the board game community thing on YouTube, so, or anywhere else, I guess. So yeah, based upon what I set out to do with this channel. It has been a complete and total fail. But it's been a win in other ways because I've met you. I mean, and the people in the board game community have been very, very supportive and participatory, and so I basically found a whole new thing. I enjoy playing board games. My husband Robert enjoys playing board games too, and we're just casual board gamers, and I'm just doing these videos for the same reason that I play board games, because it's fun. And I'm just sharing the fun with other people. And that other people is mostly people that I didn't know before I started this channel a year ago. So I'm really glad y'all are all here. If you weren't here, this channel would have just folded up quietly and videos been quietly deleted. I'm not sure what the tea today is because Robert made it and I don't know what he made. I think it may be Builders. But I usually put tea in the notes below. I may not this time since I'm not sure what it is. But I was terrified doing those first videos. Just like really nervous, and I actually felt nauseous, and I was just trembling. I don't think you can actually see me shaking on the videos, but I also didn't know to look right at the camera. Thank you, Catherine Dreyer of Dreyer Inc. for telling me to look directly into the part of the camera that's recording my face. And not to hold things up to the screen. The camera. But the first thing I did when I made this channel, now we're going to get into the board gamey things, was I made a little teaser trailer thing, just kind of to give people some idea of what to expect from the channel. It was just kind of to just give kind of a sense of the channel, a feel of the channel. And I'm going to go through all of the games that are in that because some of you have asked me, what is that game? So we're going to run through, and like I said, I'm just not going to insert that here. I'm going to put it down below, and that way you will know. First up, Firefly the Game, my favorite game. See, if I ran the video, I wouldn't be able to talk about the games between. My favorite game, big, sprawling space game. So yeah, we do sometimes do big sprawling space games, that we do tend to lean towards things like Canopy, small box game. As a matter of fact, I have Canopy on the table right here. I will talk about this in just a minute because I've got more to say about the Canopy thing. And then I had a tea mug in there, different tea mug. The tea mug that you see is a Calamity Wear tea mug, and the pattern is called Things Could Be Worse. It's got kind of a Blue Willow-esque sort of look to it, but if you look closely, you will see pterodactyls and giant frogs and Sasquatch and zombie poodles and all kinds of weird creatures marauding across the otherwise tranquil-looking landscape. And that's the tea mug that you see in the teaser trailer videos, in the beginning of the videos, and that you will sometimes see me drinking out of. The next game up is The Captain is Dead, because we like us a co-op game. We like us some sci-fi. And The Captain is Dead has the bonus of having like little kind of insider Star Trek references in the cars, which are kind of just very amusing. But it is also the only co-op game we have that we've never won. We don't play it too often, though. I think that if we just sat down and played it, we would be able to win it, at least on like the basic level. The next one up is Creature Comforts, which is from Kids Table Board Gaming. It is a dice placement game, nice fallish, winterish game. You know, they even have board game cards in that. Like the game, when you're playing cards and you're collecting cards and getting the card special things to get points and stuff, there's actually a set of board game cards in there because board games are a part of your creature comforts. The next thing, I've got this scratched out like 4 times because I wrote down Rome, and then I wrote above and below, and then I wrote Rome, and then I wrote above, and then I wrote Rome, and it's like all scratched out of my notebook here. Because if you're familiar with Ryan Lockett's games that are set in Arzium, they have the same characters that go through the various games. And I happen to have Rome on the table here for a very good reason, which I will talk about in a little bit. But yeah, you can see the Meeple, which was a way of signaling, yeah, we like Arzium games. Dice Miner is the next one up because that dice, I just got a beautiful shot of the Dice Miner dice shining in the sunlight coming in through the window, and I thought, oh, I've got to put that in there. I don't have a dice game in this little montage thing, and it's so pretty with the sunlight hitting it. We don't actually have a whole lot of dice games, just a few. And of the ones we have, Dice Miner has like dice that shine really pretty in the sunlight. Next up is New York Slice, just kind of signaling to potential viewers that we're not taking ourselves terribly seriously here, if Dice Miner wasn't already a clue. New York Slice is also referred to by us as the pizza game. This is the game you play while you're waiting for pizza to be delivered. Absolutely. Fun little game. It's a I slice, you choose mechanic. Next is Walking in Burano, which is a very relaxing small box game. Plays up to 4, but we only play it with 2. It's got like an adjustment so the cards cycle through faster for 2 players. Something that quite a few other games could take a hint from, because there are a few games that we play that I really feel like with 2 players, that the card turnover and the cycling of the cards and that the card movement does not quite work as quickly as it should for 2 players. Actually, we got rid of one game because it just did not seem like the cards cycled well enough at 2 players. And it's got to play well at 2. And the game we got rid of was Shoutout. Yeah. But okay, where was I? Okay, Walking in Burano. Next, Takenoko, which is also referred to as the Panda game. Robert likes this game a lot and finds it very relaxing. I like this game a lot, but for some reason it just makes me tense. Maybe because Robert is beating the pants off of me with the panda and the gardener, and maybe that's why he finds it so relaxing, is because he finds it really easy to win. I am not a very good gardener in this game. Next up is, I believe, a card layout for Campy Creatures, which has got like really, you're looking at those cards and you're going like, what? And again, it kind of signals that we really like cheesy B-movie genre kind of stuff. And that not Campy Creatures, not to be confused with the card game B-movies, which we also have. But no, that's Campy Creatures, and we also have the expansion for it. Actually, some of those cards may be expansion. I don't remember if that was base game or expansion when I took that picture, because that was way over a year ago. Then Land versus Sea is the little map picture you see there. I love the artwork on this. I like the map. I don't like the game as much as I thought I would. I got it because I thought Robert would like it, because his favorite game is Carcassonne, and this is very much like Carcassonne, matching land and water and stuff like that. But he likes it more than I do. I think I probably would have culled this, but he won't let me. It's just the problem I have with the game is that anytime I play it, I'm always thinking I would rather be playing Carcassonne. But Carcassonne is his favorite game, so if he doesn't think that he would rather be playing Carcassonne when we're playing Land versus Sea, I guess it stays. But it's got really nifty map artwork on the land pieces, which you can see a bit of there. After that are some cards from Gloom. Gloom is very, very dark humor black humor, you're killing off your family storytelling game. And we've got a bunch of Gloom. In fact, we've got like a big box of Gloom. We actually got the Gloom box. I think it's called the Grief Case, to put all of our Gloom and Gloom expansions in. It is not for everyone because, as I said, it's very deathy and has black humor. But humorous black humor, right? So anyhow, the next one up is Botanik, two-person tile laying game, very fast. Botanik gets a lot of plays around here because there is almost no setup. I mean, you just like lay the board out and shuffle the tiles, lay, I think 5 tiles out on it, and then you just like lay the other tiles out in stacks, and that is literally set up. Shuffle the tiles, put them in stacks, lay them on the little board, and that's it. And it plays very, very fast. It's a 2-player game. You just build out your little machine and score points off of it. So it comes out a lot around here because, I mean, you can set it up and play it like that. And there's something so satisfying about tile laying. We do like tile laying games. After, let's see, Gloom, Botanik, Photosynthesis. I think I got a picture of some trees there at the time because it's got such beautiful table presence and such beautiful trees. At the time I made that little video, we had not yet got Bosk off the unplayed game shelf. Otherwise, I think I would have put a picture of Bosk in there because Bosk has even prettier trees. I think Bosk may be out of print though. Not sure about some, by the way, some of these games are out of print or maybe out of print. Next up is Chili Mafia, which is a set collection game, kind of cartoon chili peppers, a little bit of that, take that in it. It's a lot of fun. It's not really like a super fantastic, this is highly innovative card game. It's actually, the gameplay is pretty straightforward and basic, but it's a lot of fun with the various special cards that are thrown in there. And the artwork is cute, especially if you like chili peppers. If the cartoon artwork of Bonanza bugs you, you should probably just take a look at the artwork of Chili Mafia before considering getting it, because it does have that kind of cartoony style, though I would say less goofy than Bonanza's cartoon artwork, but it is kind of a cartoony style with anthropomorphic vegetables. And the final shot is of the Frog and Cosmic Frog. The Cosmic Frog minis are like, they're actually not very mini, they're chunky. And the artwork in general for the game is very trippy and psychedelic. I don't paint minis, but if I were going to paint minis, and if I ever paint minis, the minis I will paint will be Cosmic Frog. I'll paint them something trippy if I ever paint anything, because very trippy psychedelic artwork, big giant frog minis, what's not to love, really? And you may have noticed that some of those pictures are in the intro to my videos now. Over the past year, I've gone through a whole bunch of different little intro thingies for my videos. And I'll probably change them up again at some point. But right now, the games that are in the intro to this video are Ticket to Ride Europe, which is our very favorite Ticket to Ride. We do have a few others. It has a really good table presence. It's the 20th anniversary edition, and it's got like these little tins of trains and stuff. Well, you can see in the picture. And it's got beautiful like map artwork. It spreads out on the table. It's just lovely. And that is actually my favorite to play. Then the standard tea mug. Then Above and Below, that kind of bluish looking game that's spread out over the table, that is Above and Below from Red Raven Games, designer Ryan Lockett, designer of Rome over here. And Above and Below is, there's Rome. Above and Below is also a game set in Arzium. It is, as you can see, a bigger game than Rome, because Rome is a little small box game where you're just laying out cards and they take up about that much room. Well, the land takes up that much room. You've got to have your own tableau down below you, which takes up more. Rome is an area control game, but we like it. It's not terribly Haiti. It still seems like fun. We find it weirdly relaxing. make of that what you will. But Above and Below is kind of got a little bit of storytelling in it. It's not like all-in storytelling like something like Sleeping Gods. But yeah, you do have a book when you go on encounters down below, in the below part of Above and Below. New York Slice again, Canopy again, and Cosmic Frog again. And I said I was going to say something else about Rome and Canopy. Rome is out of print right now, which is something that I did not remember. Rome and Canopy are the only two games so far that I have done my favorite games, you know, our favorite games, fave games videos for, and I've got a fave games playlist. I need to do more of those in the coming year, more videos that focus on just one game that is a special fave of mine. The only two I've done so far are these two. And I'm showing you these two not just because of that fave game video thing, because we love these games. Canopy is 2-player, Rome goes up to 4, small box games. But because right now there is a reprint campaign for Rome, along with the new game set in Arzium. Over on GameFound, Ryan Lockett and Red Raven Games have launched a campaign which has a new game called Creature Comforts. This is not a paid promo, I'm just giving you information. Creature Comforts is a new game. There is an Arzium RPG reprint of Rome and a deluxe edition of Islebound, which is also out of print, and I haven't played it. I'd like to get that one. There's also all kinds of like little extras for some of the games, like Above and Below and Rome and some of the other games. I'm just blanking. Islebound, I think you can get extras. You can get an upgrade kit if you already have Islebound. But if you like games set in Arzium, and you don't have Rome or Islebound, or you just want to look and see what kind of neat extras there are, or you want to know what the next game in the Arzium series is, go over to GameFound and take a look at the campaign and see if there's anything over there that you might like. Canopy, as of yesterday, there is a new version of Canopy that is on crowdfunding, Kickstarter this time. Tim Eisner, designer of the game, Vincent Dutray, artwork, Tim Eisner, designer, Weird City Games. Over on Kickstarter, they have just launched the campaign for another version of Canopy, Canopy Evergreen, set in the Pacific Northwest, and it plays 2 to 4 players. Remember, this is a 2-player game, though there are rules for like a 3-4 player variant, which I've never really looked into. Gameplay is similar. You still have the thing that you do with the cards where you look at them and decide if you want to keep or go on. The seed deck, you're gonna, Blackboard Gaming, I'll put a link below to Blackboard Gaming. Blackboard Gaming does a preview video of this, of the new version. And you'll see there that a lot of the mechanics are the same. The stuff that you really liked about Canopy are the same. And then it also has like a board, and they've redone the trees. The trees are 3-dimensional now, and they've tweaked some things and made a few changes, which will make it play well at up to 4 players. So I'm very excited about that, because I mean, this is a game, it's like, I'm always talking about this game with friends, but it's like, if I've actually managed to snag somebody besides Robert to play a game with, if Robert and I actually have somebody else to play a game with, then we're not playing Canopy, because it's a 2-player game. And I don't want to learn the new 3 to 4 player rules for the first time when I'm sitting down at the table with somebody. So it always ends up being something else. But if I get the 2 to 4 player, then that's another deal. So take a look at Kickstarter for Canopy Evergreen, and take a look at GameFound for the new Red Raven campaign, the new Arzium game, and reprints of Rome, Islebound, and some extras. Just FYI, I hadn't even intended to like talk about that, and then like crowdfunding happened, and I'm going like, I should tell people, because they hear me talk about these games, and some people are going like, well, gee, I'd love to have that game, but it's out of print now, so it may not be out of print much longer. Let me see, what else have I not talked about here? I'm really glad y'all are here. This year has been a lot of fun. And I want to give you some numbers here at the end. That's the one thing I haven't said. How many games do you think that I've talked about on this channel in the past year? Apparently, being casual weekend board gamers and just having a game here and there kind of adds up. We've played more games than I thought we had, a lot more. I only started using the Board Game Stats app in January at the beginning of this year, so I don't have like last fall's numbers. But this year, we have had 239 plays of 78 games. And I went back and like scrolled through my games list of games we haven't played this year. And because it's easy to do on the app since, you know, it's like unplayed games or like, well, I have a different list for our actual unplayed games, but it was easy to see the games that we haven't played last year. And so I did a quick count of the ones that I know we haven't played this year. I did a quick count of the ones that we played last year, and I came up with about 24. Don't know, give or take a little, but when you add that to the 78, it means that I have covered over 100 games on this channel in 51 episodes now, because this episode counts. Obviously, though, really, you would probably say 50 because I'm not covering new games on this video per se. But that's not bad for casual weekend board gamers. I was really surprised at the numbers there. And you may say, why is this episode 51 if you've been doing it for a year? Actually, if you will look on the channel, you will see I have done 52 episodes in this 1 year because I didn't number that little teaser trailer that I put up there, and which will be linked below. That was just kind of like an overview of sort of what to expect of the channel. And then later that week, I made my first extremely nervous video. So there's actually been 52 videos in a year. And I did, though I doubled up that week, I did skip a week sometime around Christmas, like the week before Christmas or the week after, somewhere around Christmas, there was like a pure skip. There was one time this fall where I missed a week, but I made up with it by doing 2 the next week. But, you know, it's going to be more or less a video a week is what I shoot for. And I mean, that seems reasonable for me for just being casual and so I say, and the number of games I play, like we play so few games when apparently we play a lot of games. 1 year. I really appreciate the support that the board game community has given me. I did not expect to have this many people subscribing to my channel or the number of watches and views that the channel gets. We get a couple of hundred views a month, just like overall channel views, which means the algorithm must be happy, right? It's showing my video to random people, and you may have been one of those random people. But if you like the videos, I hope you will stay subscribed or just drop in and look around periodically, because you never quite know what it is that we're going to be doing. We even started doing RPGs this past year, though not very many. And we do have potentially a game or 2 upcoming, but on that. So you may hear more about Starfinder in the coming weeks. But yeah, you just kind of never know. I do a few board game challenges here and there. If you're doing a board game challenge over on your channel, tag me. Why the heck not? And that has been my motto for this whole channel. Why the heck not? I need to rewrite my channel description. And I'm going to be thinking about that. So you may notice that it's going to be different at some point in the near future as soon as I figure out what it is that I'm doing here. Because clearly what I set out to do with this channel is not what this channel has ended up being. I'm going to try to do a few more like focus on single game things in the coming year. I would like to get some actual gameplay things in here, but I'm not sure if I would be able to get Robert to buy into that. I'd like to fool around with live videos too, just to kind of see how it works. So that's something I may fool with in the coming year too. I hope you'll stick around and see how it goes for at least another year. It's been fun, and I will see you next time around the table when we'll talk about what we've been playing the past couple of weekends, since I didn't talk about that today or last week. So, lots of games, lots of new games, or new-ish. See ya. Bye.